Stefan Küng continues to sit third overall on the general classification heading into the final day of racing at Binck Bank Tour after crossing the line safely in the peloton behind the day's winner, Magnus Cort Nielsen, Astana Pro Team. On paper, Binck Bank Tour Stage 5 was another one suited to the sprinters in the race, but for a third consecutive day, they were denied the opportunity to battle for the stage win, with the three remaining riders from the breakaway able to hold off the chasing bunch in the closing kilometers of the day. Once again, a breakaway went away early today, with four riders jumping clear off the front of the main bunch after just a handful of kilometers and opening up an advantage that was sitting at 4 minutes 35 kilometers for the 204.4 kilometers course. Unlike yesterday, however, the peloton, where all 7 BMC racing team riders were sitting, allowed the leaders to stay out in front for the majority of the day, with gaps settling at around 3 minutes and staying there until the chase began to pick up, approaching the 70 kilometers to go mark. At the start of the first of 3 laps of a 10.3 km circuit around Lanaken, the gap had fallen to 2 feet 30 inches, with the peloton, led by a mix of the sprinters teams and race leader, Mate Mulhert's Bahrain Merida Pro Cycling Team teammates, cautiously pulling the breakaway back in order to not make the catch too early. However, another miscalculation from the main bunch saw the leaders head onto the final lap with an advantage of 1 foot 45 inches, and it was Francisco Ventoso who came up to the front for BMC Racing Team to try and add some extra impetus to the chase. In the end, the 3 remaining leaders were still over 1 minute up the road going under the Flamme Rouge, and on the drag up to the line, it was Cort Nielsen who still had enough power in his legs to take the stage win. The peloton sprinted for the minor places around 30 seconds later, with a Greg Van Avermaet and Küng BMC Racing Team's first 2 riders across the line after another day of solid teamwork from the whole team. Küng now heads into the first of 2 decisive days of racing third overall, 22 seconds Mulhert's. Quotes from the finish line: Stefan Küng, "Today was nice as it was a less stressful day for us. There was not much wind and we were pretty much going in one direction the whole day. It doesn't seem like the sprinters teams can organize themselves and worked well together here, and I think that's why once again, the breakaway made it. It was good for us that they didn't take too much time going over the line, and the result in the end was okay for us. We tried to be up there with the team and we rode well together again. The guys did a good job. The next 2 days will for sure decide the race, and we will what tomorrow brings, but for sure it will be a critical stage through the hills of Limburg. We know the stage from last year and we know we need to be up there and vigilant all day. I'm sure with the team we have that we can foe something nice over the next 2 days." Greg Van Avermaet. It was again a bit strange today. I think with the local parcours, it is difficult to catch a group back, and they were working well in front of us. It seems like the sprinters teams are not very well organized, or they just don't have the power to pull them back. Today was sort of the same story as we saw in Antwerpen. For me, I just tried to stay in as good a position as possible without losing too much energy, and now, we're heading into the weekend. Tomorrow is not the hardest day, but it definitely has something more than the previous stages, and we will see how I feel going into the first of 2 decisive days. Race profile: Binck Bank Tour Stage 5, St. Peter's Liu, Lanaken, 204.4 kilometers, top 3 to 1. Magnus Cort Nielsen, Astana Pro Team 2. Julius van den Berg, Team EF Education First, Drapak B Cannondale 3. Alexis Gaujard, AG2R Le Mondial, BMC Racing Team top 337. Greg Van Avermaet 42, Stefan Küng 58. Loic Vliegen sprints to 4th place on brutal day in Norway the 17th of August 2018, Kjellefjord, Nor. Strong winds wreaked havoc on Stage 2 of the Arctic Race of Norway by causing echelons on numerous occasions, which saw Danilo sprint to 4th place from a small group, and caused a shake-up of the general classification. After taking more than an hour to form, eventually 6 riders made the first breakaway of the day and went more than 2 minutes down the road in the first half of the race. The strong winds and difficulty of the stage, with 3 of the 5 climbs given Category 1 status, saw the breakaway's advantage quickly decrease before Damiano Caruso put the hammer down at the front of the bunch to split the field with 60 kilometers remaining. The acceleration from BMC Racing Team brought the breakaway back to the reduced bunch with 40 kilometers to go, before Alberto Bettiol and Wyss went on the attack. Another attack split the group and Bettiol found himself in the lead with Jakub Fuglsang and Sergei Chernetsky, both Astana Pro Team, with 35 kilometers to go. The trio worked well together to quickly gain a 45-second advantage over a small chase group with Wyss, Nicolas Roche, and Michael Schär, while the main bunch was caught out more than 1 foot 30 inches behind. The strength of the crosswinds made it difficult to bring the trio back, but the chase group succeeded with 4.5 kilometers remaining, which set the stage for more attacks in the tough finale. Wyss and Roche made the front selection, while Schär fought back in the closing kilometers of the stage and Bettiol continued to chase around 15 seconds behind. Schär launched a solid attack under the Flamme Rouge, which saw the small group stretched out before the sprint for the line, which was eventually won by Colin Joyce Rally Cycling. Wyss was positioned well in the last 500 meters and crossed the line in 4th place, which saw the Swiss rider move into 4th on the general classification. Bettiol conceded 18 seconds on the line and sits in 5th place overall, while Roche moved up to 8th place to give BMC Racing Team 3 riders in the top 10 with 2 stages remaining. Quotes from the finish line: Danilo Weiss, "It was a crazy day with a really hard start and lots of echelons. It was Damiano Caruso who broke everything up with around 60 kilometers to go, and from there it was pretty chaotic. We had Alberto Bettiol in front with 2 other riders, which was perfect for us, and then a good chase group behind with me, Nicolas Roche, and Michi Schär. We eventually caught Alberto's group with around 4 kilometers to go, and then Michi tried to attack, then Nicolas, and I tried to save a bit of energy for the sprint. To be honest, I was pretty cooked from the hard stage, so I didn't really have good legs. There are only 3 World Tour teams here, so you notice that the level is a bit lower. Splits open up faster than they do in World Tour races. Even yesterday, we were pulling at a normal pace and the field was really lined out. But today was definitely a hard day compared to any World Tour race. We will sit down tonight and see what the plan is for the last 2 stages. Today we were working for Alberto and he is still in 5th place overall. I think anything can happen here, so we will see how the stage goes tomorrow. Race profile: Arctic Race of Norway Stage 2, Tana, Kjøla Fjord, 195 kilometers, top 3 to 1. Colin Joyce, Rally Cycling 2. Dennis Van Winden, Israel Cycling Academy 3. Marcus Holgaard, Team Joe Garicapel, BMC Racing Team, top 3 to 4. Danilo was 10. Nicolas Roche 11.